Okay guys, in this video we're going to talk about two main things. We're talking about the solar eclipse of August 21st, 2017, and we're going to talk about the 9th of Av coming up in the 9th day of the 5th month, okay? Now, if you are new to this channel, I'm going to do a little bit of a review. I've been basically talking about the same thing for years, but let's get into it. And let's talk about what does it mean, the solar eclipse. It's coming up August 21st. Well, and understand the solar eclipse, guys, you have to view it in light of all the blood moons. We're going to get into this one in a second. But, okay, guys, all the blood moons since the first one, which was April 15th, 2014, all of them are in a perfect order and pattern. So when we look at August 21st, 2017, we must look at it in the overall context of all these eclipses. Now you're probably not aware of them because you follow the Jewish calendar. But if you follow the Enoch calendar, you would observe that every single one falls in the 1st month and 7th month for 6 consecutive times, okay? These are all lunar eclipses. There was blood moon, blood moon, blood moon, blood moon, 4, okay? Then you may not be aware, but in March 23rd, 2016, in the 1st month, was a lunar eclipse. It was not a full lunar eclipse, it was a partial. Then, in September 16th, 2016, there was another lunar eclipse. Now these would fall perfectly in the 1st and 7th month. Every single one of these fell perfectly within the 1st and 7th month, okay? Now again, what we're talking about is this one, which is the last of this cycle. I know there's a lot of other information on here, and for time's sake, I can't get into it. I'll put links for other descriptions of this whole thing. But what happened in 2015 is a pattern emerged, where in March 20th, 2 weeks prior to April 4th, 2015, there was a solar eclipse. So you can see we're saying blood moon solar eclipse. And a pattern begins to emerge to where 2 weeks before, solar eclipse, then blood moon. Solar eclipse, then blood moon. Solar eclipse, then lunar eclipse. Not full blood moon, but it's a lunar eclipse, same thing. Then, same thing, solar eclipse, and then a lunar eclipse. So guys, this pattern is very significant. This is very, very unusual. If you look at solar eclipses, you'll see, or lunar eclipses and solar eclipses cycles, you'll see this pattern. Excuse me. But you will very seldom see it in a sequence you're seeing right here. This is very unusual. So then this is getting our attention. In 2 weeks, look out. 2 weeks, look out. 2 weeks, look out. 2 weeks, look out. Now you can see there's a solar eclipse preceding a lunar eclipse. Then something unusual happens where then a lunar eclipse precedes the solar eclipse. Now this solar eclipse here is the same as this one, okay? But what's happening is now you have a lunar eclipse 2 weeks ahead, a lunar eclipse saying, hello, look out, in 2 weeks this solar eclipse means something. This is significant. All this means something, okay? And again, lunar eclipse, February 11th, okay, 2017. 2 weeks later, February 26th, 2017, solar eclipse, okay? This is Purim. Now, what am I getting at? What I'm getting at is all this information tells us Esther's preparation. All these lunar eclipses, the blood moons and the lunar eclipses, mark perfectly the 6 seals, okay? Then, in the 6th seal, corresponds to Esther's preparation. This is telling us precisely Esther's preparation, guys. The August 21st solar eclipse marks perfectly the completion of Esther's year of preparation. Okay? Well, give me some other witnesses, Leland. Well, I'll be glad to. The Star of Bethlehem, August 27, 2016. You can see that marks perfectly the start. Now, the lunar cycle, you can see, has 178 days here, okay? And then here it's 176. So that's 354 days. So the moon is always going to be short, okay? But the true cycle is 182, all right? And if you do that, then you come up with the beginning of Esther's preparation, August 28, 2016. The end, August 27th, 2017, okay? Now, when you go from this date right here, August 28, 2016, it's exactly 390 days to the woman clothed with the sun. Okay? That's exactly the 390 days talks about in Ezekiel chapter 4. Okay? So guys, this is what it means. There's a lot of excitement because it's over America, but all of these are important. Doesn't matter where you can see it, okay? Because they all show a perfect sequence and pattern. Now let me just illustrate that one more time to show you this, okay? In Esther's preparation, Purim is the middle point, okay? So that middle point is that solar eclipse, February 26, 2017. In the Enoch calendar, it's Purim, 12th month, 15th day, okay? Now, again, 1,260 days. So then you have blood moon, Passover, fall feast, Passover, fall feast, Passover, fall feast. All sequential blood moon and or lunar eclipses. 6, okay? The last 4 preceded by solar eclipses, okay? Then, focus here, Esther's year. Then what happens is, instead of being solar eclipse preceding lunar, it becomes lunar preceding solar, marking perfectly Esther's year. Esther's year is divided in half. It has 6 months of myrrh, which is 180 days prophetically, and 6 months of sweet odors. Okay, that's what you see perfectly here. So that's exactly what this last solar eclipse. It's the 6th day, or the 6th month and 9th day, or the solar eclipse falls in that. But basically, it is the August 21st, 2017. Okay, so here we have it. Now that's what that means. Now let's shift gears and talk about this thing. Okay, I have another video on this. I'm not going to explain the whole thing, but what this is in the Bible. It's very significant. 40 days. Lord Jesus was tested in the wilderness 40 days. Okay. Now what I'm going to emphasize here, guys, is this here is the 5th month. These are the months, okay? And then the 0 is before the 9, okay? So the 9th day of the 5th month. That's the 9th of Av. Now, guys, what I want to suggest to you is we have something very significant coming up. We know the 9th of Av is a significant date because of each of the Jewish temples were destroyed. Now, the reason they were destroyed is because of this council right here. Now, judgments happen on these dates, okay? Now, they're 40-day intervals, but they are also 120 days if you add up the 3, okay? But without confusing you, let's talk about where we are right now. Where we are right now is we're in the 4th month. Now, the 4th month comes after the 3rd month and 29th day, all right? In fact, let me pause it and show you a calendar. Okay, so here we are, guys. Where we are is we've just completed the 3rd month. So here's the 3rd month and 29th day. And then what happens is you have, from that date, 3rd month, 29th day, you have judgment, 40 days until the 9th of Av, the 9th day of the 5th month, okay? Now, these 40 days are the same 40 days of the spies. Remember the story. Moses sent out 12 spies to look at the promised land, okay? And we know at the end of that they came back with a evil report, right? Now, we're in the same judgment cycle, guys, right now. So where we are right now is we're in the 4th month and 7th day at the time I'm recording this message, all right? Heading up, there's one of the fasts, which is a fast of 3 weeks, which is the 4th month and 17th day. That marks 3 weeks leading into the 9th of Av. All right. The 9th of Av is so significant this year, guys. I can't emphasize it enough. We're being judged right now, just like the spies. Okay. Lord is observing us, observing how we view the promised land. And we're going right from the 3rd month, 29th day, to the 9th of Av. When the 9th of Av comes up this year, the books will be open and the judgment will be set. Okay, now, what's going to happen is, from the 9th month, from the 9th day of the 5th month, there's going to be another 40 days. And that's going to bring us to the 6th month and 19th day, bringing us again to the conclusion of Esther's preparation. All right. Now, why am I saying this is so significant? I'm going to show you my notes here. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I'm going to try to be able to read it. But what I want to read to you is historically the things that happen on this 5th month. Now, it's also the 5th month and 10th day, okay? But this is when Nebuchadnezzar destroyed Jerusalem. Now, it also talks about it in Ezekiel 20, verse 1. And shall come to pass in the 7th year, okay? Guys, we're right now in the 7th year. And it came to pass in the 7th year, in the 5th month, in the 10th day of the month. So that's the day right after the 9th day of the 5th month, 9th of Av. So what happens is judgment says 9th of Av, and then something happens. So we're in the 7th year right now. Esther's preparation. On the 5th month, 7th day, certain of the elders came to inquire of the Lord. Okay? Now, in addition to this is also what we see in Ezra chapter 7, verse 7. Okay? And in the 7th year and 5th month. So that's what's coming up. We're in the 7th year. Okay? I have many videos on that, but that's where we are. And then it says, Ezra 7:7, and there went up some of the children of Israel and of the priests and of the Levites and the singers and the porters and the Nethinims unto Jerusalem in the 7th year of Artaxerxes. Guys, we're in the 7th year of Artaxerxes right now. Year Esther's preparation. And he came to Jerusalem in the 5th month, which is in the 7th year of the king. What does that mean? I don't know. I'm just saying something is happening. I'm just reading the scriptures. And I don't know about you, but stuff happens to me all the time in these things, okay? And again, the spies in the promised land, 10 gave the evil report for Ephraim, and 2 gave a good report, Judah, okay? And remember, it was 40 days. They went into the promised land 40 days. I'm suggesting perfectly right now, these 40 days, we are also leading to the 9th of Av right now, okay? So again, we're in the 4th month, 7th day, and we're leading to the 5th month and 9th day. Okay, so we're in these days of judgment. Okay, and then, let me show you this. In the 6th month, okay, now remember before I was telling you, lunar eclipse, okay, solar eclipse. So then, in the 5th month, 25th day, again, is the lunar eclipse. Then, this is the 21st of August, this solar eclipse. This is where it falls. The 6th month and the 9th day. Esther's year concludes on August 27th. Okay? And then also we showed you this here in the 6th month and 19th day. That's right here. This is another judgment date. Okay? So I'm pointing out all these dates, okay? The 3/4 point of Esther's year preparation was in the 3rd month and 15th day, okay? That was right after Pentecost, okay? So now this is where we're at. This is where we're at, guys. And you may say, Leland, I haven't prepared. I haven't done anything that you're talking about. I don't know anything you're talking about. All I can tell you guys, take this stuff to the Lord and seek Him and see if these things do not bear witness in your life. All these things happen to me. I go through these judgments. I'm taught these counsels. In addition to this, before I conclude, I want to mention one more thing about this, okay? Ezekiel talks about this 40 days. I have another video on this whole thing. I'll put in the link. You can watch it. I get more detail. But it also mentions 390 days, okay? Now, we mentioned the 390 days in relationship to Esther. Okay, I believe I have it on that page, but talked about that already. 390 days. That is from the beginning of Esther's preparation unto the woman clothed with the sun. Now, the other thing is that in a prophetic year, there are 360 days. So 390 days is a year and a month because you have another 30 days, okay? Now, in this pattern, that also exists. So the significant dates in Jewish history is the 9th of Av, okay, and then the next day is the 10th day of the 5th month, but also the 10th day of the 10th month. Now, I'm just going to mention this, but basically that would be the 390th day, because on the 10th day of the 10th month is also something significant. I have another video on that, but it also falls within this judgment cycle. So guys, these are basically judgment cycles of 40 days where either good or bad judgments are issued based on what's happened previously. So think about the spies, you know. Whose report will you believe? You know, there's a song, we will believe the report of the Lord. Okay, well, that's the time we're in and we're observing right here. So I'm just sharing this with you. Get ready, 9th of Av is coming up. And so is the conclusion of Esther's preparation. That's what the solar eclipse, guys. That's what it is. There can be many opinions on it and different things, but it's not. It falls right here within the conclusion of Esther's preparation. Then we go into the 7th month. Okay, so if you have any questions, you know, please watch the other links in the description field. I have I'll put 2 videos, guys. One on this one, and everything you need to know about the first 7 years of the apocalypse, where I'll go through this whole thing. All right? Okay, God bless you. We'll have more later.